Alabama football is heading into Mercer, right? And this is a game where you hope you're going to see your backups, but it's also a game where you get the chance to see the future. And after Jalen Milroe, or if something happens to Milroe, what would Alabama's offense look like without him? What's it going to look like next year? We're going to get into that right now on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Thumbs up. Let's go, baby. Roll Tide. All right, there he is, old catfish himself, Chad Anderson. I'm Mick Gillespie. Welcome to the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Let's talk about backup quarterbacks because it's really the future of the program. The Ty Simpsons of the world, the Dylan Lonergans of the world, the Austin Macks of the world. Those are the guys that are there now. Keelan Russell, 5-star, will be there, expected to be there in this class signing in December. But Kalen DeBoer asked about that, Chad, and this is the time where you get a little snip pick of guys like Tua and Mac and, Jalen Hurts. I mean, you get to see these guys ahead of time.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Mick, I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority here, but I didn't think Ty Simpson was going to be here this year. Mm-hmm. He's a former 5-star, and it was obvious that Milroe was going to be the starter going into this season. Last year, Nick Saban even started Tyler Buckner against South Florida over Ty Simpson. Like he was literally a third-string quarterback last year behind a guy who's now playing lacrosse. So I'm surprised he's still here. And the fact that he is, and he's solidly the number 2 guy, I really want to see him. Now, I want to see the other guys too. I want to see Lonergan and I want to see Austin Mack. I really want to see Mack just because it's like Alabama has Brock Osweiler or Ryan Mallett, and
right,
6
yeah.
foot, what is he, 6'6", 6'8", something like
Big
that?
Big dude, yeah.
He's huge. So, yeah, it's going to be fun, but I'm really interested to see Simpson and let him actually play a full game or most of the game, even though it's Mercer. I still just want to see him because he's the one, right? Like if there's going into next year, who's the guy? I know it's wide open, but at the same time, it's like, he's like Mac Jones. He stuck around. He paid his dues.
Right.
So
it's time.
That could be the guy. Yeah.
Well, let's hear what Coach DeBoer had to say at his press conference on Monday.
Yeah, because you don't see them. We get to see them. And this is what I'll tell you, that the work that they are putting in, there's guys throwing on, I guess yesterday would have been Sunday, right? Because I can envision walking outside for a second and seeing, one of the guys out there throwing at 9 a.m. in the morning, doing his thing, and others just really paying attention in the meetings and coming up and meeting individually with Mitch Dowling, with our offensive staff, Coach Sheridan, myself, just a lot of opportunities that they're all taking advantage of to help their growth. And then they get on the football field. You see familiarity with the offense, especially those, Austin had a little bit more familiarity, but then you also see growth in fundamental things. Guys that are helping out with scout team. I know last week I talked about Austin being heavily involved in the scout team. You see the throws, the accuracy of the throws. You just, taking advantage of every rep, and these guys are doing that. And this season isn't just something that's about Jalen and I hope I get my time. They're pressing forward and using the resources we have, and then also putting forth the effort to improve anytime that they can.
Love that, man. Love it. Take advantage of the opportunities that you have. And that's something that Alabama has done with quarterbacks, and that's probably why Ty Simpson stuck around. I mean, you look at the transfer of power, right, of being the starting quarterback from one guy to the next, and all of these guys have taken advantage of the years where they've been backups.
Yeah, I think Mac Jones, is the poster child for all of this. And that's the problem, like the good thing and the bad thing with the portal, right, is because if you don't get in and you don't get to start and you got people in your ear telling you should be starting, when you transfer, there's no guarantee you start somewhere else. I mean, look at how the portal works and how people bounce around, and then it still never pans out and never works out. And a lot of times the grass is greener where you water it rather than on the other side of the fence. So kudos to Simpson just for hanging around. Who knows if he will be the guy? Who knows if Bama fans and the staff want him to be the guy based on what he does? But again, taking advantage of every opportunity that's given to you. And one thing Saban said last year that was so telling, remember, he couldn't decide between Milroe, Simpson, and Buckner. Like he couldn't figure it out. And he went to all of them and said, force me to play you.
Yeah.
Like, be so good here in practice and in reps and whatever team you're playing on, but be so good that I have no choice but to play you. And that's what those guys are fighting right now because, yeah, like Kalen DeBoer was saying, there's no way that they watch that and see that today and then magically forget about it. Like that's going to carry over into spring camp. So something to watch for.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. I mean, and then finally, Jalen Milroe busted out of what I felt like I thought he was injured. He just didn't look right. Maybe he was in a slump. But running the football for him, as Kalen DeBoer said, is a superpower. You know, he said that at the press conference, and he's exactly right. His ability to run the ball changes the way you can defend him. It's really hard to defend Alabama when Milroe busts those runs on you.
Yeah, it's near impossible because what do? I mean, you got Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard at wideout. You got C.J. Dupree, who's a great tight end. You got Jam Miller and Justice Haynes. And then you got the threat of Milroe. Like that was one thing. And Bryce Young never really ran a whole lot, but he also at the end of his career at Alabama, he didn't have any receivers.
No.
Like guys were hurt or guys just weren't as good or the younger guys weren't stepping up. He just didn't have the talent. Now Bama's got some good receivers, some weapons, and then you got Milroe with the legs on top of it.
I know.
It's a very, very incredible offense when things are clicking. And when you've seen it now twice, Georgia and LSU. And when it's clicking, they're the best team in the country.
I think they're the most dangerous team in the country when he's running the football because the defense has been playing great. Hugh Robinson's going to be out. Now, that is a big loss for Alabama moving forward. Yeah. And, he's 4 sacks on the season. He has been one of those guys you turn around and he makes so many good plays. Keanu Colt suspended by Alabama, another, linebacker. So, maybe not happy with his playing time. Maybe didn't respond enough the right way. Who knows? But Bama's going to be short a couple of guys, including Robinson, for at least the rest of the regular season. They're playing their best defense. I mean, the way that they shut down LSU and then they had to shut out against Missouri, this defense is coming together at the right time. You just wonder how they're going to be able to respond going to Oklahoma and then playing Auburn without Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, Bama really needs some time to get healthy, especially if you're going to make a playoff run. And the secondary has struggled. You need some more growth there. And they struggled because they're hurt. You've got a lot of young guys out there playing. And so that's difficult. Q being gone is going to be a major hit. I know Justin Jefferson has been back, but, he was dinged up earlier in the year. Yeah. So thank God he's back in the lineup now. So the defense, though, has been improving. Like, you're finally seeing the swarm. After that Vanderbilt game and South Carolina was okay. But Tennessee, they played well. Missouri, they shut out. LSU, they kept out of the end zone until 11 seconds left in the game.
Right.
So the defense is performing. You still got big LJ Overton, who's wreaking havoc on that defensive front. Deontay Lawson, an incredible linebacker. Jahad Campbell is like having 2 linebackers.
Yeah, he is.
That guy's a freak. But yes, thin, and you can't afford to lose anybody. But that's also college football in November. Who's
healthy? You got to get ready. Yep. Everybody's injured. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. A couple of things I want to tell you, that if you use that promo code right there, Bama Tailgate at newlifeart.com, you can pimp your man cave out with all the classics, 20% off all the classics at newlifeart.com. Between Chad and I, we have every single print they ever came out with. Well, I don't know if we do, but we got pretty darn close to them.
It's crazy.
And maybe we've had it and then given it to somebody else or traded it, but we love the New Life Art stuff. I interviewed Daniel Moore. You can find that on the channel. He's a great dude. 20% off at newlifeart.com. Really great partner for us. And then this guy right here, man, my house, I'm not home right now. Wouldn't be in it if it wasn't for him. He's my mortgage guy. I'm already hopeful with this economy going on an upswing all of a sudden that I'll be able to buy a second property. I already started putting the bug in his ear, now that I'm talking to the catfish again on here, that he can help you. Take my word for it, man. That number right there at the bottom of your screen, call it or email him, but he's going to take great care of you. And then finally, and let me put this on there. And I know you don't want to brag, but this guy will find a way for you. I mean, we were talking off the air, and it was like, you know the ways of the mortgage world.
Here's the deal: if we have to have a back alley conversation, that's okay. All right. If we got to go around where the lights aren't as bright, it's a little dim and everything, it's okay. It's all right. We're just having a conversation.
Man, I really couldn't have done it without you. And then finally, guys, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Weather when it's not raining, perfect for golf this time of year. Go to the Timeout Sports Lounge at Golden Moon Casino. When you're done at Silver Star and Golden Moon with the table games and slots, put $50 down on anything in there. That receipt, Dancing Rabbit, allows you to play the Augusta that you can play, the best course in the state of Mississippi, one of the best in the entire South for just $40, and you don't even need a membership. To take advantage of that, thanks for hanging out with us, and we will talk to you again real soon. Roll Tide.
To Pearl River Resort.